Welcome to Repeat EN, the podcast that trains you to speak English, not just understand it. If you want to speak English more naturally and stop translating in your head, you're in the right place.
In every episode, we take real dialogues from the Friends series and turn them into real speaking practice. We'll break down useful speaking chunks, improve your pronunciation, practice with shadowing and speaking drills, and help you turn those patterns into automatic speech.
So don't just listen. Speak with us. Repeat every sentence out loud. Copy the rhythm and train your mouth to speak English automatically.
Get ready to build your speaking muscle memory.
Let's speak.
First, listen carefully to the dialogue. Just listen. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Just feel the rhythm, feel the energy. Here is Dialogue 1 from Friends, Season 1, Episode 1. Monica says,
"There's nothing to tell. It's just some guy I work with."
"Did you hear that?" Good. Very simple sentence, but very powerful in real life. Now, let's go inside those sentences together. And I promise you, by the end of this section, you will be saying these lines just like Monica. Naturally, confidently, without thinking. Let's start with sentence 1. Listen again. There's nothing to tell. This is a fantastic everyday expression. Native speakers use it all the time, not just in TV shows, in real life too.
Imagine your friends are looking at you with big smiles. They want to know all the juicy details about your new date or a secret meeting. And they say, "So, what happened?" Or, "Come on, tell us everything." But nothing special happened. There isn't any gossip. You want to avoid the drama. You simply say, "There's nothing to tell." Repeat after me. There's nothing to tell. Again, there's nothing to tell. Excellent. Now, before we practice together, let me teach you how native speakers actually say this in fast, real-world conversations and make your pronunciation sound more natural. We need to look at connected speech. Native speakers don't pronounce every word clearly. They smash the words together. The S sound at the end of theirs slides directly into the word nothing, creating one smooth piece. There's nothing. Also, look at the word nothing. In fast speech, we often drop the final G sound, so it sounds like nothing. And what about the small word to? We reduce it. We change the strong oo sound to a very short, weak sound. T. Listen to the flow. There's nothing to tell. Repeat after me. There's nothing to tell. Very nice. Now pay attention to the stress, an emotional stress. The strongest word is nothing. Hit nothing hard. That is where the emotional weight is. That is the important word. Everything else flows around it. There's nothing to tell. Hear that? Nothing gets the stress. Say it with me. There's nothing to tell. And one more thing about the tone. Say this sentence a little quickly, a little defensively, like you are slightly annoyed at the question. Not angry, just tired of it. One more time. There's nothing to tell. Excellent. Monica is not happy that her friends are asking about this man. She wants to shut it down. Fast. That feeling? That is the tone you want. Perfect. In textbooks, you might learn a heavy, formal phrase like, "I have no information for you." But in real life, native speakers do not say that. It sounds too serious. Instead, they choose the natural chunk. There's nothing to tell. It means there is no story, no news, and no secrets to share. Now, here is something very important. This sentence follows a super useful pattern in spoken English. Listen carefully. The pattern is, there's nothing to plus an action verb. You can use this pattern in hundreds of situations.
Now, let's do a substitution drill. Open your mouth, relax your shoulders, and repeat after me out loud. Say it at a fully natural native speed, fast and smooth. Repeat after me.
There's nothing to say. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to explain. There's nothing to worry about. Can you hear the pattern? The same structure every time. There's nothing to, and then you add your verb. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to eat. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing to discuss. Good. Now imagine you want to reassure a worried friend. You can change the ending. Listen and repeat. There's nothing to worry about. Now let's play a game, a rapid-fire substitution drill to build your muscle memory. I will give you the pattern, there's nothing to, and you will change the final verb with me. Keep the rhythm fast and steady. Repeat after me. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to eat. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to lose. Fantastic. Okay, let's keep going. Imagine you are ending an argument. You can say, there's nothing to discuss. Very good. So once you learn this pattern, you can use it everywhere. You are already starting to feel that pattern in your mouth. That is exactly how fluency works. Not translating, not thinking, just saying it. Now, let me ask you something. Think about your own life for a second. Has someone ever asked you a question and you just wanted to say, there's nothing to tell? Maybe a nosy friend, a curious parent, a colleague asking too many questions? Imagine your friend asks about your weekend, but nothing interesting happened. You can simply say, there's nothing to tell. Or maybe someone asks about a secret you don't want to share. Again, you can say, there's nothing to tell. It means, I have no information. There is no story. Nothing happened. That is exactly when you use this. Now let's come back to our sentence. This doesn't mean you literally have zero information. It usually means it's nothing. There's nothing going on. It's not a big deal. Or maybe it's not what you think. Imagine this. How was your date? There's nothing to tell. Or, what happened at the meeting? There's nothing to tell. Or your friend says, tell me everything. You smile and answer, there's nothing to tell. Now, think about the feeling. Monica sounds a little defensive, so don't smile too much. Say it quickly with a touch of impatience. It's not angry. It's more like, come on, stop asking. Beautiful. One quick speaking tip, a very common mistake. Many learners say, I have nothing to tell you. Now, is that wrong? Not exactly. This is correct English, but in everyday conversation, it sounds heavier and much more formal. Native speakers usually keep it short. There's nothing to tell. Nothing to say. Nothing really. Not much to say.
These are all natural alternatives you'll hear in everyday conversation. So remember this expression. It's one of those small chunks that can save you in hundreds of conversations. That small difference, that is the difference between textbook English and real spoken English. And that is exactly what we are building here.
Let's try a quick question and answer role play to see how this works in a real conversation. Imagine you just came out of a very long, boring meeting at work. I am your curious coworker, and I run up to you and ask, "Hey, how was the meeting? What happened?" Now, you answer me out loud using our natural chunk. Ready? "Hey, how was the meeting? What happened?" Go ahead, answer me. Fantastic. I bet you said it with perfect natural pacing. There's nothing to tell. Take a moment and say it one more time. You're getting more natural every time you speak. Let's do one more quick role play. I am your nosy friend, and I ask you a question. You answer with, "Ready? So, what happened at the party last night? Tell me everything." You say, "There's nothing to tell." "Come on, something must have happened." You say, "There's nothing to tell." Did you say it out loud? Good, because that is real practice. That is the kind of practice that actually builds fluency. Keep them fresh in your mind. Keep saying them. You are building something real every time you repeat. Okay, you just practiced, "There's nothing to tell." Now, let's move to the second sentence. Listen carefully again. "He's just some guy I work with." Listen one more time. "He's just some guy I work with." Did you feel the energy in that sentence? Monica says it fast. She says it a little too fast, a little too strongly, almost like she is trying very hard to convince her friends, and maybe trying to convince herself too. That is the beauty of this sentence. The words say one thing, but the tone says something else completely. But we are not here to analyze Monica's feelings. We are here to steal her English. Imagine your friends are teasing you. They see you talking to a new person, or they notice a name on your phone screen, and they start asking lots of questions with a little smile. Who is he? Is he your new boyfriend? You feel a little bit nervous. You want to look cool and casual, and you want to say that this person is not special or important to me. To do that, you use this incredibly popular spoken pattern. "He's just some guy I work with." This is another fantastic everyday sentence. It sounds simple, but native speakers use this pattern all the time. The way Monica says this sentence, it sounds nothing like the written version. So let's make your pronunciation sound much more natural, because this is where the real magic happens. Let me show you what happens in fast, natural speech. First, he's. Do not say he is. That is too slow, too formal. In spoken English, always use the contraction. He's. Hes. Listen carefully. Hes. Now listen to the whole sentence. He's just some guy I work with. Notice what changes. In fast speech, we use a trick called the T drop. Native speakers almost never pronounce the T at the end of just when the next word starts with a consonant. The T in just almost always disappears. It sounds like juz.
Say it with me. Juz. Again. Juz. Good.
Now notice the linking. Blend just and some together into one single piece. Just some almost becomes one word. Jussum. Almost no gap between them. Listen. Jussum. Your turn. Jussum. Excellent. Now, another piece of connected speech. Listen. Guy-eye. Guy-eye. They link together perfectly with a tiny Y sound in the middle. Listen closely. Guy-eye. Guy-eye. There is absolutely no pause between them. One smooth movement. Now the last one. Work with. In fast speech, the final TH often becomes softer. It sounds almost like work with. Listen. Work with. Your turn. Excellent. Now, where is the stress in this sentence? When you say the whole sentence, you need to stress only two big words to give it the right rhythm. Hit just and guy hard, and keep the other words fast and light. Listen to the music of the sentence. He's just some guy I work with. You want to hit the words just and guy the hardest to emphasize that he's unimportant. Now, let's put everything together. Open your mouth, relax, and repeat after me out loud. First, very slowly. Keep the words separate so your mouth gets used to the shapes. He's just some guy I work with. Good. Now, let's move to a normal speed. Start dropping that T and linking the words smoothly. He's just some guy I work with. Excellent. Now, let's say it at a fully natural speed. Fast, a little bit defensive, just like Monica. He's just some guy I work with. Fantastic. Let's talk about the emotion and feeling here. When Monica says this line, she is feeling a little bit flustered, a little bit nervous. She is trying way too hard to sound like she doesn't have a crush, but she's not quite pulling it off. It is a playful, high-energy vibe. Like, come on, it's not what you think. She's being defensive because she knows her friends are going to make fun of her, which they immediately do, with Chandler asking if the guy has a hump and a hairpiece. So when you practice it, don't be flat. Don't be monotone. Put a little energy in there, a little defensiveness, a little, why are you even asking me this? Try it now. Really mean it. He's just some guy I work with. Now, one quick warning before we do more practice. This phrase, just some guy or just some girl, it is very dismissive. It tells the world that this person is not important. So if the person you are talking about can actually hear you, this sounds very cold, very rude. Only use it when you are talking to someone else, behind the other person's back, so to speak. When you want to downplay the connection, that is the right situation for this phrase. Now, let's understand what makes this sentence so powerful. There are two vital chunks in this sentence that make it sound incredibly natural, and I want you to really feel each one. The first chunk is just some noun. Native speakers use this pattern when they want to make someone sound ordinary. This person is not important, not special, not a romantic partner, not a close friend, just a random person, nobody to get excited about. In gossip or social explanations, saying just some guy completely removes the emotional weight.
It's much more casual than saying my colleague or my coworker. You might hear people say, "Who called?" "Just some guy I met at the cafe." "Who is she?" "Oh, she's just some girl from my class." "It's just some app." "It's just some rumor."
Did you hear it? Notice the small word just. Native speakers use the word just all the time to make things sound less important. Think about how often you hear phrases like, "He's just a friend," or "It's just a joke," or "I'm just kidding." The word just is the heavy lifter here. It makes the entire situation sound smaller. Now, let's stop for 1 second and notice another tiny word. Some changes everything. It makes the person sound even more random, even more unimportant. Some adds that extra layer of dismissiveness, that extra, "I don't care about this person at all." This is a very common mistake for learners. Compare these two sentences. He's just a guy. He's just some guy. The second one sounds much more natural. This is a huge secret of native spoken English. In textbooks, you learn to say, "He is a colleague of mine," or "He is just a guy." But to a native speaker, that sounds very stiff, like you are reading a resume. When you say, "He's just some guy," that tiny word "some" changes the whole feeling. It adds a casual tone. It tells the listener, he is completely ordinary. Don't overthink this. So the word just makes something feel smaller. The word some makes it feel random. Together, they do a lot of work. You'll hear it everywhere. Just some guy. Just some friend. Just some coworker. Just some place. Excellent.
Now let's look at another useful chunk. At the end of the sentence, I work with. Here is something interesting. In school, maybe your teacher told you, do not end a sentence with a preposition. Do not end with or at or to. Forget that rule. It's completely okay in spoken English. Notice how Monica ends the sentence with a preposition, with. Ending a sentence with a preposition is completely natural. Furthermore, notice that she drops the relative pronoun, who or that. She doesn't say, "a guy who I work with." And yes, that version is correct English, but it sounds cold. It sounds formal. It sounds like something you write on a form, not something you say to your friends. She just says, "a guy I work with." That's smoother. That's shorter, faster, and more natural everyday English.
Now let's put both chunks together and look at the full pattern. He's just some plus person plus I plus verb with. Let's look at how this pattern works. Subject plus is plus just some plus a noun, and then a verb with a preposition at the very end. Every time, same structure. You just swap the noun and the verb. Let's do it together now. I will start the sentence, and you finish it out loud. Ready? He's just some guy I work with. She's just some girl I study with. He's just some friend I live with. She's just some person I grew up with. He's just some guy I play soccer with. This pattern is incredibly useful because you can change only 1 or 2 words and use it in hundreds of real conversations. Now, let's practice the full structure with variations. Repeat after me. He's just some guy I know.
He's just some guy I met. He's just some guy from work. He's just some guy from the gym. Now, let's do a quick speaking drill to make this pattern completely automatic for your brain. I will give you a new person or a new action, and you will change the words with me. Keep the rhythm fast and steady. Try these out loud, focusing on the guy linking and the just reduction. Repeat after me. He's just some guy I used to live with. He's just some guy I dated. He's just some guy I saw. Wonderful. Let's try another variation of the pattern, where we change the ending to completely downplay other things or situations. Repeat after me. He's just some guy I met online. It's just some misunderstanding. It's just some old shirt I like. That's just some place I used to go. Can you hear the pattern? She's just some woman I volunteer with. She's just some girl I went to school with. She's just some friend from school. That's just some place I hang out at. You are doing amazing. That pattern is going into your speaking muscle memory right now. Keep going. Okay, role play time. Imagine you're at home. Your mom looks out the window. A boy just dropped you off. She gets excited. She asks, "Who was that boy at the door? Is he your boyfriend?" Your answer, say it out loud right now. Relax, Mom. He's just some guy I work with. Good. Let's try another one. I am your nosy friend. You just got a text message and you smiled when you read it. Friend, who texted you? You're smiling. Tell me. Your answer. Say it now. Nobody's special. He's just some guy I know. And one more, friend. Who was that boy I saw you with? Is that your new boyfriend? You say. No, he's just some guy I dance with. Do you like him? No, he's just some guy from the gym. Do you feel that? How natural that sounds? How ready it feels? That is because you have been building it piece by piece, chunk by chunk. Now, let's put both of Monica's lines together. No translating, no pausing, just pure muscle memory. Imagine someone is asking for gossip and you want to shut down the topic completely. Repeat both lines after me, fast and natural. There's nothing to tell. He's just some guy I work with. Let's do it one more time, even smoother and faster. There's nothing to tell. He's just some guy I work with. Now let's do one final exercise to lock in both sentences from today. Because these two sentences go together. Monica says them together, and together they are even more powerful. Repeat both sentences after me at natural speed with Monica's energy, a little defensive, a little impatient. There's nothing to tell. He's just some guy I work with. That is your English now, not Monica's, yours. And remember, these are not just friends phrases. These are real, everyday English patterns. There's nothing to tell. He's just some guy I work with. Just some. I work with. Native speakers use every single day in real conversations with real feelings. So take them out of this podcast and put them into your life. The next time someone asks you a nosy question, the next time someone asks about a person in your life, you have the words. You have the pattern. You have the pronunciation. Use it. Say it out loud. Say it to a friend. Say it in the mirror. Say it right now one more time. There's nothing to tell. He's just some guy I work with. Every time you say it, it gets a little more natural, a little more automatic. That is how fluency is built, one sentence at a time. Keep those two chunks together in your memory. The more you repeat them out loud, the faster they'll become automatic, and you'll start saying them without translating. By mastering this one sentence, you aren't just learning a line from a show. You're learning the exact way native speakers navigate social pressure and downplay their private lives. Happy practicing!